David Leacock here yet? No. Nigel Ellis? No. Kate Heap? You are? Come forward. Welcome. How are you, Kate? Thanks for coming in.
A little nervous, but...
No, don't be. We don't bite.
I suppose if you're passionate enough about something. As a St Albans resident, active walker and mother of 2 young children, I support the review of school speeds in school neighbourhoods, particularly of Springfield Road. Additionally, I would propose a controlled or raised crossing needs to be installed somewhere in the middle of Springfield Road to genuinely meet your proposal aims of travel being safer around schools. As your proposal stated, whether you're visiting whānau and friends, letting tamariki walk, scooter or bike to school, you should be able to do it safely. As a proud parent of a student counsellor, I was privy to a project by the St Albans School Council where the tamariki wanted to encourage more travel to school on foot or wheels. The children did a community survey and received 200 responses. I've included the actual data in my paperwork, but 16 people in that one small survey indicated Springfield Road was a problem or deterrent for those whānau to safely walk or wheel to school. I'm here to ask you to consider the families in many school zones that may require the use of crossing of Springfield Road on foot, scooter or bike, those being the schools on the presentation. Do I have to click this? Mine? Sorry.
You sit down.
Keep going.
Oh, okay. Mine's changed yours, hasn't it? I refer to St Albans Primary, St Albans Catholic, Heaton Intermediate, both girls and boys high school, and various private schools in the Mirabelle area. Hundreds of children on a daily basis must make decisions on where to cross, when to cross, and then frankly play chicken and just dash across this curvy road with limited visibility and hope to avoid cars in this 2 kilometre long zone.
It's going good, but if you push the down arrow.
Sorry. I could not stand by and miss an opportunity to bring this to the attention of people who could minimise that danger. It is not just school routes. We must also bear in mind this road provides access to parks for play, to walk a dog, access to shops, pharmacies and doctors, the marae, nearby supermarkets, or a number of local churches. For local cyclists to connect up to the new safe cycleways, they have to cross Springfield Road. This is an area defined as residential medium density or suburban density transition zones. Basically, this just means a lot of people live on either side of this road, and this will only increase over time. Anecdotally, Springfield Road and connecting Durham Street North would be described as a busy road. In 2021, an average of 7,170 cars travelled in both directions at an average of 45 during peak times. I would love to see the average speed data at 2 a.m, but idiots racing cars is probably another submission altogether. Currently in the nearly 2 kilometre running from Beeley Ave to St Albans Street, there is no safe or controlled place to cross. There is no traffic lights. It is common to hear of a near miss or ding, particularly at the Aberley-Edgware Road intersection. A friend managed to source some crash data that indicated in the previous 10 years, over 50% of the serious and minor crashes along Springfield Road have involved a cyclist or a pedestrian. The St Albans Street end of Springfield Road is a very congested and confusing give way. It is literally known as an uncontrolled T intersection. I personally have seen many a near miss for children trying to cross. There is an island to wait in the middle of the road, but it's not wide enough for a parent with a buggy or 2 kids on scooters. And with queued traffic and peak times, drivers cannot see each other. It is not safe for anyone to cross here, let alone children trying to independently get to school. The Springfield Road corridor is relatively busy, and therefore a reduction of speeds, as we've just heard, could indeed increase driver frustration and possibly add to congestion. I'm told by a senior traffic engineer that Springfield Road does not have any side friction, no build-outs like planting that can help slow traffic without actually changing a speed limit or naturally encourage slower driver speeds. You could, after this review, change Springfield Road to 40k, but I believe without additional measures, average speeds probably won't dramatically change, and it will not allow any more of a safer crossing. You've already heard in your hearings last week that there are issues with speed enforcement in the nearly 30 and 40k zones. So I accept speed reduction actually might not be the right solution. So I reiterate, if speeds cannot be addressed, then traffic calming or control measures would indeed need to be introduced because crossing is fundamentally unsafe. You've declared a climate emergency. Having safe carbon-free ways of getting around is part of this. I've spoken about school-age tamariki, but also consider vulnerable community members, elderly, disabled, vision impaired, parents walking with prams, preschoolers. These groups are all serially impacted if no safe ways to walk or cycle exist. I had families in this survey looking to implement carbon-free initiatives like a walking school bus, which was a really well-supported outcome, unlike a lot of schools. But those parents also said, I can't take responsibility for other children and cross Springfield Road. I'm mindful of time, so by way of conclusion, I'd like to add into today's hearing and onto your public record some documentation in support of a review and consideration of implementing a controlled crossing on Springfield Road. Comments from the relevant community board meetings. I understand this is possibly already in progress. Screenshots of supporting Facebook comments from the Safe Speeds, data from the recent St Albans School Traffic Plan, email comments from Heap Intermediate, and an email from St Albans School Board and Principal. Unfortunately, this was a little bit of a last-minute crusade for me, so I didn't have time to engage with all the schools, but I have no doubt they would echo the comments of Principal James Grigg of Heaton Intermediate and Andrea Harden of St Albans School. We firmly believe that a crossing at Springfield Road would provide an effective solution to address these concerns. It would serve as a visual and physical reminder to motorists to exercise caution and prioritise the safety of pedestrians, particularly our students. It would instill confidence in parents and guardians knowing that their children have a safe means of crossing the road and arriving at school without unnecessary risk.
Well done. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you for all the work you've put into that. Look, the Waipapa Community Board has got a crossing at Springfield Road in their community board plan, but apart from that, there's no actual work started on that. So your comments are very welcome. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So do we have